Hello, it's Blockchain here coming at you with another technical analysis update. For those of you just tuning in, I'm primarily an Elliott Wave trader using other areas of Confluence and other technical analysis to really complement my price analysis. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the charts. All right. First of all, let me just apologize for not being as active as I normally am on my YouTube channel here. Just had a lot going on between the launch of the masterclass and a lot of other stuff happening. So I do apologize for the absenteeism on the videos. So obviously today, Wednesday, we will have another video on Friday, and I will get to a consistent schedule every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at a minimum after that. So do want to say thank you guys, and thanks for your patience as I go through and figure everything out on the external side. But anyway, of course, we're starting off on blockchaintrading.com, and if you guys, blockchaintatrading.com, and if you guys are your first time viewing the channel, make sure you guys check out the site. It is right below. Right underneath the About Me section is my #1 trading strategy that I'm giving away for free. Just hit the little get in touch button here, and I will send you a free video demonstration of my #1 trading strategy that is consistent, profitable, reliable, and yes, you can apply it to any market, whether it's crypto, stocks, does not matter. The same trading strategy does apply, so make sure you guys check that out. If you guys are interested in joining the Discord, $25 a month or $147 a year, where you can get access to trading alongside myself, as well as 1,000 other different traders. Those ranging from full-time traders and to those who are just starting off the learning, but huge amount of resources that is in there. So make sure you guys check that out. Sold out masterclass, so something to watch for when it does relaunch. And of course, if you're interested in learning Elliott Wave, the Crypto Hippo, you can purchase his Elliott Wave masterclass, and it's just specifically Elliott Wave, and a huge amount of information. Again, those just starting out, a couple of preferred vendors that I've personally used before in the past and would recommend. So make sure you guys, if you are just starting out and have some questions, make sure you visit these guys, as they are legit. So let's go ahead and just check out the overall market at the moment. See what some kind of sentiment is out there, what some of the prices are. Overall, we look to be fairly flat so far on the day. I was expecting more of a pump yesterday, more of a move up, based upon the earnings from the retail sales that made the stock market jump. I mean, the stock market went us up 3-4% yesterday overall for the Dow and whatnot. So I was expecting that to equate into crypto as well, since it's been following it so closely since they since COVID hit and they had that huge dump. But fairly flat, again, fairly flat today. A little bit of move on the downside. Overall, the news doesn't see anything absolutely crazy. Looks like there's a little bit more concern popping up for a potential round 2 of COVID, but all in all, not a ton of bullish or bearish sentiment in the overall market right now. Just kind of uncertain, which we've been trending sideways for quite some time, so it does make sense. So we will see. We'll stay tuned. So let's go ahead and jump over to ETH actually. I want to check it on the daily. So you guys may have seen this chart already. If not, I want to cover it with you guys. So ETH, it does look pretty corrective in regards to this entire move up. And there's a few things that I want to highlight and point out. So I did just post a Bitcoin video in regards to this move right here. If you guys have been following my channel, it's really come down to this move right here, whether we start the move up here or we start the move up here. So if this is the actual bottom or this is the bottom, makes a huge difference to whether this is all corrective or whether it's all impulsive. Now on ETH on the other side, it's a little bit different than what Bitcoin is on the wave structure. So even if this was a 5-wave move up, this would have to be the 2. And then we have this big move right here in the middle, which just screams corrective. We don't normally see this in any kind of third wave here. It just looks like it's just 3-wave motions this entire move up. And what does actually play out quite well on the macro scale here is the waterfall effect, which is common in like a triple zigzag, or something along those lines, where it is all corrective, where we hit, we have this, which is obviously our 1-to-1, and then we hit the 618 and then the 382, where we just kind of trickle down from overall move ups, which is again pretty common from a very structure that is made up of 3 waves, such as a triple zigzag. So even on the smaller time frames, it right here, pretty clear zigzag. Right here is a pretty clear zigzag. Even right here, pretty clear zigzag. So that's kind of the debate and the battle to say that this thing is corrective and done. We need to come back down and reset, and make not necessarily a new low, but a lower low than what we have, before we have in like the 180. I'd probably say come back down towards the 150-ish range. We'll see, but we actually haven't had a clear move come down yet. We obviously had a pretty interesting candle right here, where we the bears tried to kick off the move to the downside with a swing fail, and even right here the bears showed their presence, but we haven't actually had a clear kickoff yet. In my opinion, it does look like a complex correction where we've just been trending sideways and having a WXY for a 3-wave corrective motion right here on the side, where we're just trying to figure out what is happening and trying to make a decision. Ultimately, on some of the indicators here, what is pretty interesting is right here, 1 hour, you can actually see that we have a pretty clear 5-wave move up on ETH, and even right here, where we have set in some pretty decent bullish divergence on the RSI, as well as the CB index shows it really good. See the derivative oscillator right at a 6, so nothing too crazy from a volume momentum on the downside. It's like we had a little bit of a pump up, but could be pretty common that whenever we want to have continuation to the upside, where we get the bullish divergence within potentially wave 2 or a wave B, if this is an ABC, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a zigzag would be the ABC, or we are kicking off impulsively, where this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and set our higher high for a wave 5. And if that happens, then one of two things, depending where we get up to. So looking at the macro piece of it, this would have to be a wave 1, and then this whole thing right here would have to be a 3. So basically it would have to look like this. So we'd have to have a 1, 2. This whole thing would have to be a 3. This would be our 4. And then come up for a 5th. So it looks like that. We'll change the color of this one here. So basically it would have to be like this, where this would be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this would be a 5th, to where this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, so this potentially could be our 3 waves right here within the 3rd wave, because you have to have 5 waves inside of a 3 wave on an impulse. So if we did, kick off here, this whole thing would be our third, this would be our fourth, and then we would come up and kick again off for our 5th wave. If that's the case, then we are already overextended, which ETH being ETH, I guess. If you follow ETH, trade ETH at all, you know that it does get pretty overextended fairly easy. So we're already at the 2.382 for that move. So I would be looking for continuation of up to 317 if this is a 5th wave here. So basically, we'd need another overextended 3rd or an overextended 5th to get up and tag that 318. But I would look for us to get above over 300 within here for sure if we are going to kind of come up again for a 5th wave. I'll put a little label on that. So 316 roughly is where I would expect us to come up if this does follow out to be a 5 wave move up. Now we did kick off with a 5 wave move right here. And on ETH, I'll go back to the smaller time frame. It does look to be a 5 wave move up here. From how we kicked off. So right here, 1, 2, let's try, make it easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, and right there's the 5th. So 5 wave move, so that's either an ABC or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the move up. This to me is 5 waves. So we either, normally it's, this is the end of a B wave. We come up, this could be potentially a C wave. So basically what I mean by that is basically an A, come down for the B, and then up again for the C. But right here is really what I don't like for it in regards to a to be a B wave. There wasn't much of a C wave within there, so I'm not personally leaning towards that direction. I'm leaning towards more of this being a wave 1 or a wave A, and then this whole thing right here basically making this a WXY. To create a complex correction, even if we got up to start it right here, which if it is a WXY, it would work very well potentially for a wave 4. But basically, complex correction just made up of 3 wave moves. So honestly, that's the way that I'm leaning right now. I'm leaning a little bit more bullish. And if you guys watch the Bitcoin video that I just posted, I'm really looking between tomorrow being the 18th and the 21st. I hate to put timelines on stuff, but from a time analysis, that's what my charts are telling me between the 18th and the 21st. 21st is Sunday for a weekly close, is when, we, based upon my time analysis, is when we should see hopefully a decision, and it should be a pretty large decision with as long as we've been consolidating sideways and not getting a ton of action. We've had a few moves here and there, but compared to what we normally get, especially from this whole move up or the move down to get us where we are here, not a lot of action. So a few moves here and there, but nothing crazy. And when I say crazy, I'm talking, $20, $30, $40 moves plus to get us up to or down to where ultimately that we are going to go. If this whole thing is corrective, then this being a C wave, right here to create like a look at a WXYXC where we come up for a C right here. Then that's where I would be looking for us to start off with an impulsive wave to the downside with a hard rejection when we come back up and get towards the 252 mark. Let's pull some fibs on these guys real quick. Yeah, so pretty close. So we can go up to, you know, the 260. If we get up to 260, that would be a new high. Could potentially come up. 250 would be our main zone that we would have to break. We want to break the 250, find support on it, and then continuation to the upside. You can see every time that we try and get up there, we get a pretty hard rejection and get shut down. So be pretty interesting to see. I mean, whether if we get up and get a hard rejection down, and then like such as a swing fail, almost similar to what we did here, but you know, the bulls definitely did step in to try and hold the ground. So we'll see what it turns into. But I am looking for a move up back towards, 250, 260 in that range, and really watch to see what kind of reaction that we get within this area here, to where, whether we get a strong move for continuation or we get shut down and go to the downside. From a higher time frame, some of our indicators, let's see. So you got the derivative oscillator pointing back up. We did find some support on the edge of the bearish control zone with a nice little bounce there on the 40. And it looks like we have the CV index getting back support on top of the EMAs. Not getting a lot of bullish divergence on the 16-hour. Let's look at the daily. A little bit on the daily, not a ton. Not exactly confirmed yet either. It's close though. So it'll be interesting to see what it plays out for over these next few days, between the end of this week. So see, what's today, 17th, Wednesday. So tomorrow's 18th, Thursday. So really Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday over the next 4 days. Very interesting to see what plays out and to see what ultimately. I'm hoping for a decision by the end of the week, by the weekly candle close on Sunday. So I think that'll give us a lot of information. So ultimately, that's what I'm looking for, guys. And again, if this is, bullish, then I'm looking for, a move up to 316. Bearish, I'm looking for, probably another kick up, get us back towards a double top around the 250 range, 260, and find a rejection. And then ultimately, I'd expect us to come back down. We'd have a few stops along the way, but I'd be looking for us to come back down, retest around the 160 range, and kind of go from there. So ultimately, that's what I'm looking for, guys. Keep you guys posted, and wherever you're at in the world, hope you have a wonderful evening, morning, night, weekend, whatever the case may be, and I will catch you guys on Friday.